baby, she is giving up all the tea. There's so much tea. I'm actually wondering is sorry. There's so much tea. I'm actually wondering, is this actually for real? Or is she making this up? Because when I tell you she is given all the business on what happened between Portia and Simon, how things went, out of this, that, and the third. Let's get into this. And listen, so she made this video. If you guys don't know, Portia and Simon got divorced, okay? Now, Portia thought she was going to do the stink leg all the way to the bank. It didn't work out that way. If you don't know, Simon's lawyer put a lien on the property, which means that Portia can't sell the property, which she was probably trying to do just to spite Simon. At least I would think so. Who knows? But Portia can't sell the property until she pays that $200,000 lien. Simon is betting on the fact that Portia don't got $200,000 in her bank account. Simon is acting like Portia don't even got $79.99 in her bank account. Okay, now Portia hit back with, "Well, you still owe me alimony payments." Of about, like, I don't know, 40,000 a month, right? For the next 16 months. I said, "You think you getting that money?" Because I know NetJets, that private jet that Portia and Simon were flying around on, right? NetJets is owed almost $1 million, and they're just sitting there. Listen, they're just sitting there looking stuck. So I don't know if that Portia's ever going to get that money. But as far as the house, it was exposed through some accounting, and who knows what the real number is, that Portia is expected to get probably the same amount, maybe even less than Fallon got off of the sale of the house. Portia is expected to get maybe 150K off of that. Let's not forget how much money that she actually spent, how much she gave up. Doesn't seem like a winning deal. Okay, fine. Simon then went back for an appeal because he is appealing the divorce because he said that the judge's ruling was illegal. Now, I'm going to tell y'all really quick. When I first heard this, I said, "Shut up, Simon. You're always doing too much." Simon, you sued the U.S. government for discovering that you were here on a fake green card, right? But it turns out, if what Simon's saying is true, Simon actually has a point. See, the whole purpose of you cannot take away the purpose of a contract and then make the contract enforceable. The purpose of the prenup was the fact that Simon, after he got exposed during Porsha Family Matters and she saw the way Porsha can't control herself and this, that, and the third, right? Apparently, Simon said, "I don't want to be on TV. I don't want you to be on TV, and I don't want to film." Now, Portia told him she was making these millions upon jillions or whatever the amount he told her she was making, because he was like, "All right, in the case of divorce, if you're not filming, this is how much I'm going to pay you not to film and not to put our house on the camera," right? Portia was like, "Okay, fine, fine, fine." But the thing is, when Portia filed for divorce, she also decided she wanted to film because, again, she needed income. No shade in that. She realized she needed to go back to her jobs. The only issue is she wanted to film in the house, and it was specifically written in the prenup, according to Simon, there could be no filming in the house. Why? Because he did not want her on The Real Housewives of Atlanta or any reality TV show for that. Portia agreed, Simon agreed. They signed on that prenup. Now, during the court case, apparently Portia's lawyers, right, submitted a lot of paperwork saying that they had an agreement she get the car, they had an agreement she get the house, they had an agreement saying that she could, all this stuff. Apparently, Simon's alleging that the judge never checked to see if anything Portia was claiming that she was owed in the divorce, he actually agreed to. The judge just took Portia's lawyer's word for it and said, "Okay, judgment," and that was it. So Simon's coming back now, and he was like, "No, no, 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 no. Listen, listen, listen. I never agreed. I told you not to. You can't do this. Ada. Listen, that, and the third, okay?" So Simon's fighting it out in case right now to appeal the divorce decree. If what he says is true, then he has a really good case, and it pains me to say that. But there's something coming out when people talk about, is Simon an actual scammer, right? Is Simon an actual scammer? And also, how did he get young Portia, okay? Or young-minded Portia. Portia can't say she's young anymore. She's young at heart. She is young at heart. But how did he actually scoop Porsha. Now, this is the interesting thing, and this is the thing that we all need to think about. There has been a woman that has come forward. She went on TikTok Live to expose Simon and even what was going on with Porsha in the divorce. And if anything can be believed, all I got to say is, how is Porsha not embarrassed? How is she not embarrassed? Because this woman has completely given up the game on Porsha and Simon. But most of all, she's given up the game for Simon. Hold on, let me pull this video up. Y'all got to see this mess. She has given up the game. I don't know how they're not. I don't know how they're not embarrassed. Hold on, I'm so excited to get this to y'all. But I will say one thing. It makes me wonder, is Porsha okay? Are her finances okay? Is the tax man going to be paying her a visit? Because this woman, if what she says is true, okay? Now, there is always a whole thing that what she's saying is not true and she's a weirdo just looking for just looking for like her 16 minutes of fame and all this stuff. We don't know. But this has been posted by a lot of gossip sites. We'll see. And she is actually saying, right? When you listen to this, and I listened to this, I'm about to show you in a second, it just got crazier and crazier and crazier because it sounds like Simon is using women to both A, money launder, and B, hide money from women, which means this is a new thing in the divorce. Is Simon hiding assets from Porsha? Okay, of course he is. But can Porsha prove it? But can Porsha prove it? But then also, it leads people to believe how, how, how in the world does any woman actually falling for anything that Simon is saying? Okay? Again, it's super, super weird. Now, as you listen to this, you're going to have to listen to what I say because I said one thing. It's about 8 minutes, and then we're going to dissect it. I said, Simon sure knows how to pick his prey. Listen, this is the first thing when you knew something was off. When she said, I know when y'all look at him, y'all see a handsome and a debonair man. I said, is the handsome and debonair man in the building? I mean, okay. Anyway, listen to this. Hold on. Let's put this woman's things up. Hold on.
If I was just to sum everything up,
Hold on one
I'm going to
second.
try to, the best of my ability.
Okay.
Simon Gubadia is not who y'all think he is. He is far from.
Now, yes, there will be numerous interruptions, but let me just say it. She said Simon Gabadia is not who y'all think he is. I said, we think he is a liar, a cheater, a scammer. Is he not? I said, if this woman sits here and tells me that he is a man of God, but no, 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 listen.
A decent person. I know. But looks can be deceiving. He is not at all, ladies. And though everyone is flawed, I get that. He is not even close to what you think that he is. Even if he gets to the point he's going to ask you to, I got a different account. I like to video you so I can look at you in person. When he asks to FaceTime, video, whatever, from Instagram, it does not matter what it is.
Wait, pause. Y'all heard that right. Simon be in people's DMs, FaceTime. She be in people's DMs doing voice calls and picture and video calls off of IG. Now, the first surprising thing I said was, "So reminds me of a Facebook man." I just saying it's because his age. He's not old, but he does seem like it is very Facebook coded. I was surprised that he was in people's DMs asking to FaceTime or what do you call it, video call from Instagram. Pop, moved different. Learn some new tricks, I guess, from Porsha. But let's continue.
He is not who you think he is. Even when he looks you in your face, he's going to ask you, am I being recorded? Please make sure I'm not being recorded. Whole time, no, I ain't recording you. I ain't got nothing up on you. But these cameras in my house recording you. Period, Pooh.
Cameras in her house recording him. You was letting that man slide through? Baby, I'm slipping, I'm sliding, I'm dipping, I'm diving like mustard on. Okay, fine, forget it.
Moving on. Let me tell y'all, he's gonna use talking about the kids being his concern. Yeah, he appears to be this wonderful, great father. Not taking it from him, but
He appears to be a wonderful, great father. Did you see what he did to Fallon's kids? Did you see what he did? Did you see his baby's mom saying that they were pretty much homeless? You know what? I digress. Let's move
let
on.
me tell you what he used. Let me tell you
What
about
do you
him.
do?
Ooh, he on some narcissist shit on a whole other level. He's a scammer on a whole other level. Listen to me. He's gonna ask you about your finances. He's gonna ask you about a whole lot of things. Simon will go as far as to saying, hey, how much is that and how much is that? I want to pay that. You thinking that Simon gonna get his first and last name with an account number, another number, all this other stuff in person on FaceTime? Listen to me. The whole time, that account that Simon giving you is not Simon's account. It's a whole other account. He gonna go as far as saying he need a money mule because he got so many accounts and he needs to just.
Now, again, if this lady is to be believed, because she did delete this video after the blogs picked it up and make her account private. So, if we can believe this lady, she literally has just said that if you are that Simon's going to ask you to move money around and hide money. She is talking about Simon um uh uh is using women to both money launder and hide money. Again, is this how she pulled Porsha? Did Porsha, please tell me Porsha didn't let that fool play around with go naked hair, didn't let that fool play around with anything. Please tell me Porsha ain't let Simon, because again, I'm not saying Porsha did or didn't. I am saying that Portia's stupid and she don't know nothing because she thought this man was worth $1 billion, $500 million, and was moving like that. But let's continue. Let's continue, shall
He
we?
will give you 10% of that. Listen to me. Listen to your first man. When it don't feel right, don't do it. If it feels a little weird, Simon is not trying to get your banking information for what you think it is. Yes, in the flesh, on the screen when he's talking to you. He is trying to get that information for himself. Simon cannot stand women right now because of whatever that's going on between him and Porsha. When you find him out in less than a week, the first name he gonna throw up is his Portia's fault. This is Porsha. Porsha is doing this. Porsha did that to your credit card. Porsha did not do that to your credit card. Listen to me. His ass ain't right. He is sneaky, conniving, deceitful, and there is a special, nice little area in his.
Okay, so if you guys just listen, sorry, got a text message. If you guys have been listening to this woman's story, the one thing that stuck out to this most than anything is the fact that she's saying that this happened while Simon was going through a divorce with Portia. She is saying this happened while Simon was locked up in ICE. Simon was moving money, if this woman can be believed, through women during the divorce while he was locked up at ICE. Now, I know what y'all saying. Why would anybody even believe anything Simon got to say after everything that's been printed about him? But I guess Portia's Nigerian princess wedding actually worked, and some people saw that. And again, I guess some people just don't care. They don't remember when I said that there's a lot of people and bloggers that swear Simon got money. I'm not saying Simon's working at Walmart. No shade if he's working at Walmart. But you get what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's working a 9 to 5. I am saying that to me, and the way I was raised, when your money has to be moved around through different accounts and your money can't be on the books and your money is hidden away, you ain't got any money. That's not legitimate money. Scammer money can go away like that. You can't show it. You can get arrested for it. You can get deported over it. Scammer money is not good money. Now, there are some people that don't care. They're like, I don't care. Give me that money. And that's fine. But we cannot act like that is in any way and farm wealth. That to me is dope boy money. I'm not saying Simon's a dope boy, but it is dope boy money. The way it's in the wind. There's a reason why dope boys were getting people and being like, yo, ma, like you walking down the Louis Vuitton thing and they're like, yo, ma, like you want that purse? There's a reason why they spend because the money's not legit. You can't, it has to be hidden. It has to be moved around. It's almost better just to spin, 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 but it's not real money. But let's keep going, shall we?
Hell, waiting on him. You understand? God has reserved it. He got a VIP place in hell. There is a reason why that man is deported. You understand? If only y'all knew. By the time you get finished with what you think you helping with, baby. See, one thing about me is I be calling and checking on some accounts. You hear me? God is a protector. Hear me out. And that little bank information that you got, yeah. We got an appointment. I got everything that I need. You got the game messed up, Simon. Simon's so dirty, y'all. Simon is not who the fuck. I know y'all think, oh, he's handsome. He Mr. Debonair, Mr. This. Simon crazy as hell.
Simon is not who you think you are. I know y'all be thinking, he's so handsome. He's so debonair. Who be thinking that? What? Where? Show yourselves. Women in the comments. I just go to the comments. If y'all believe that Simon is handsome and debonair, can you put a 1 in the comments? Again, I'm not saying that Simon is ugly, right? I'm not, right? You see his kids are good looking, right? So clearly, what I am saying is, who in the world, when Simon walks into the room, you're like, oh my God, he's so handsome. He's so debonair. Literally talking about something. Hey, are they in the best? You need paid? I pay bill for you. Who is looking at man as handsome and debonair? But let's keep going. Where are we at? Did I finish the thing? Hold on. Oh, here we go.
Simon is out for blood, baby. And he can't stand no black women. You hear me? He gonna play it out, baby. He gonna play it well.
I believe Simon don't like black women. Now, her being a black woman, I'm wondering what you were doing with them, but whatever. Let's get to the story. There's more, but I'm gonna press play in a second. I believe for a fact Simon don't like black women. I remember when maybe Porsha don't even like black women, because remember when she said that she was dating a footballer, and because she had a 30-inch bust down to her booty, and a perm in her hair, they thought she was exotic and not black. And I said, listen, Porsha, a lot of things. She's very beautiful. She is talented. She is a great actress in real life and on screen. But exotic? Porsha, if you don't sit your Underground Railroad self, shut up, right? But also, I remember when Simon went in on black women, when we were talking about him and Porsha and warning and this and that. And this is early in a relationship. And I remember I did a video where he went in on a post about black women. Talking that y'all this, y'all that, y'all that, and a black woman tearing down another black woman. I said that same person you was defending got you out homeless, laughing at you while you trying to reenact lifestyle of a rich and famous in Dubai. Meanwhile, Porsha was right there agreeing with them, and guess what? He trying to put you and PJ out on the street. Listen, anyway, right? I believe the fact that Simon is not a fan of black American women. I don't know how he feels about African women, but black American women, I 100% believe he is not a fan. But let's continue.
He gonna keep bringing up, it's the kids. It's for the kids. I need an errands run for the kids. I can't get to my kids to get to my kids what I need them to get. So I need you to get this and get that. But you're gonna use this to get it with. Whole time, baby, he trying to get you caught up in so much shit. By the time you realize what the hell he doing, he's just a fraud person. Like it's no, I don't understand. Look, the man is crazy. Look, and then he gonna tell you, act like something wrong with you for saying something wrong with him. Like something is wrong with this picture. He gonna tell you, he gonna try to assure you, listen to me. This is something very simple. This is little. What do you mean it's little compared to what the hell I'm finna get ready to get off into? What I'm finna get ready to introduce, this is little. This is small. This is tiny. When he said this is tiny, when he
What was he talking about? Porsha? What was he talking when he said this is tiny? What was he talking about? I'm just saying, didn't Simon say he was gonna sue Porsha for leading people to believe that he had ED? Okay, let's continue. Okay, I'm petty. Let's keep
Ask
going.
you, am I being recorded? First, before it's a lot more to that. You don't owe him any loyalty. Listen to me, ladies, or listen later, because there's a lot of women this is happening to, and they just too afraid to come forward and tell you. This Simon Gobadia, whatever the hell it is, he a hot mess, girl. He ain't nothing. Everything that glitter ain't gold. Everything that glitter ain't gold.
Now, I'm trying to understand where this woman was coming from. She's not done yet, but let me just interject. Everything that glitters is not gold. Everything that glitters is not gold. Was Simon ever glittering, or was he giving more rusty pennies in an old Crown Royal bag tea? Was he ever glittering, ladies or gentlemen? I don't know. Right? Maybe he is an LGBTQ icon. That I don't understand the sex appeal, but was he ever giving glitter, or was it rusty, old rusty pennies? You know, when they turn like green because the copper oxidizes. I don't know what pennies are made of, but was it giving rusty pennies in an old Crown Royal bag? I don't know. Let's continue.
Now, hopefully, I'm helping somebody, because you can't handle the details. This motherfucker is crazy. And he out for blood. By any means necessary. And the first person he gonna try to wanna blame him is Porsha with 7 exclamation points. Nah, buddy, it's you.
So, mind you, she was moving money through accounts and taking money through accounts through while the divorce is going through. This sounds like this is when Simon was in ICE detention. Do you know how committed to that game you gotta be to run some mess on a woman and run money through other people's accounts while you are in ICE detention? Do you know how committed to the game you gotta be? Baby, do you know? Again, think about it. This woman's not done. I'm going to get to the end of it, but I tend to believe what she's saying is true. Let's not forget when Fallon said that uh, Fallon had a business, a trucking business, when Simon started courting her, right? Simon took over the business, divorced her, kept the business, and that's the business he has now that he is claiming his money's gone through. He's saying with this woman, as soon as he met her, yo, what do you need? Let me pay that. Let me pay that. Let me just move some money through your accounts. And you moving money around. It's not just her. They're saying it's many people. But again, this gets me to believe with Porsha. Do you think Porsha fell for this too, but just on a bigger money, a bigger level? I mean, look at Go Naked here. Do you think she fell for this too, but just on a a larger level? And one of the reasons why he dumped Fallon when he was waiting for his immigration to go through and got with Porsha, I believe, is because Porsha had a big network. Porsha knew a lot of people. And on top of that, the people that don't know Porsha gave him access to more clients. See, that's the thing about a scam. If Simon was running a scam, but this lady says she isn't, we don't know if what she's saying is true. But why would a random person just get up on the internet and say this unless either one, she was being paid for Porsha, or two, I mean, she could be crazed and deranged, but she don't sound it. Or three, she's actually telling the truth. But you get what I'm saying? But let's keep going.
You sure got a large following. See, that right there was a red flag. What he meant is, how private are you? I'm very private with my private life. However, when it comes to being an informant and informative and helping women, oh, I'm on that shit.
So she said when he met her, this woman, he was like, how big's your following? You sure got a large following. Then asked her, can she be discreet and keep a secret? Now, if my suspicions are true, and she was taking these calls from the ICE detention center. What did you think was going on? And he was blaming everything on Porsha with 7 exclamation marks.
Checkmate. Oh, and one more thing. That was a red
Here's the funny
flag.
thing, because
What he meant.
every scammer will meet their match. And I want y'all to hear what this woman has to say, because, baby, she ate it all the way up. Listen to what she has to say.
Is how private are you? I'm very private with my private life. However, when it comes to being an informant and informing and helping women, oh, I'm on that shit.
Listen.
Checkmate. Oh, and one more thing. My accounts has been changed. Buddy, what you gonna do now?
My accounts have been changed now. Buddy, what you gonna do now? Now, me, if I interpret these facts correctly, it sounds like Simon had been moving money through this woman's account. And somehow, some way, she decided no more. And she is also telling Simon that her accounts have been changed, which means Simon got money in her account and she's saying she's keeping it. And she also says, what you gonna do now? Which lets me know that she is ready for a fight again. Took note. She said, I changed my accounts. So I guess she's keeping whatever money he was trying to move and hide for his kids. Listen, this is wild. Now, her TikTok account is now locked and this video is deleted, but it was picked up on a lot of the blogs, right? Again, what is going on, ATL? Tamar needs to move from ATL. Every woman needs to get the hell out of ATL. And some of the men, too, need to get the hell out of ATL. Simon had these Georgia women running a scamming empire while he was locked up, all for the small cost of paying a bill or two. Simon got to go in the scamming hall of fame and what this woman is saying. Again, this makes me think, was Porsha involved in this too? Because here's one thing I do know. Now, Porsha might have been too smart and was like, no, how do I open a bank account? Porsha might have played stupid, which would have been smart for her to do, right? Because if ICE didn't stop you from scamming, what's the odds that Simon didn't approach Porsha with some BS about, yo, let me just run this account, money through this account. Can you just hold this? Can you do this? Basically the same thing he's doing with this young lady, okay? Listen, I will say this, and we about to, she has a little bit more done than we're going to go. But as you listen to this, I was just shaking my head saying, man, I never thought I'd say this, but maybe ICE did the women of Atlanta a favor. Because if she can be believed, Simon Gabodia is a menace. What? It's a menace. Like, think about it. What did she say? You had me running errands. What type of errands were you running? You had these idiots, Simon, putting their accounts and their freedom in jeopardy, moving money around for you. What? And this fool's asking you to do this while he's in an ICE detention? And you were hiding money before you got deported? And now this woman did a TikTok saying, I'm done doing this for you, but guess what? I'm keeping the money that's in my account. Ma'am, what you did a video about describing is illegal. You know what? It don't matter. It don't matter. Let's keep going. Listen, there's no honor among thieves. Let's keep going.
Checkmate, bitch.
Now, if I was to say what I really, the whole time, the damn thing been muffled. Because the way I had my phone position. But if I was to say what I really want to say, of course I want to say, you dirty motherfucker. You dirty zombie. Look, you hear me? But they may ban me. You see what I'm saying? I ain't got time to be banned from this app. Anyway, that's a dirty son bitch. Look, he terrible.
Dirty.
He is horrible.
Is he?
He's not a good man, a good person.
What'd he do?
He ain't shit.
Why?
It's so much I can say, y'all. I just been
Say
just
it.
in another world.
Say
He
it.
is busy. He tried to gain the trust of women by saying, "Is it anything you get this, you would like to pay off? Just something? Is it? Yeah. Well, I can make that happen. That's him. I want to make that happen. I want to do that for you in return."
Now, here's the thing. If somebody, maybe I just dream too big, but if somebody comes to me and says, yo, is there anything you want to pay off? Yeah, my house, my student loan bill, my mama's house, my daddy's house. Matter of fact, I would literally be texting on the family group chat. Anybody at anything? My brother's car note, my uncle's. I would literally let you say you're a 500 millionaire, baby. The whole generation's mess is going to be paid off. If you offer it, is there anything you want to be paid off? You would not get in a. I can pay my own electric bill. I can pay my own light bill. Now, if you're trying to pay off Tisa's student loan debt, Tisa's mortgage, if you trying to invest in Tisa Incorporated, I mean, we can talk. Let's keep going.
I need some help with getting some things to my children. Okay. I can ship things. I can whatever. No, 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 no. Y'all, it's so deep. Just pay attention to that. I need errands ran. And it may seem like, okay, he, whatever. That ain't that. It ain't like what you think. Just hear me out. And then he'll get mad when you get frustrated saying, hold up, this ain't add up, da 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 da. Then he mad. Oh, I'm very angry with you. Be angry. See, you're angry if you got a brain. You're not supposed to have any brains. Y'all, it's so much. Yep. Out of all my years of living, I've never been scammed until now. Look, damn.
If I was
Okay.
just to sum everything up, I'm going to try to, the best of my ability.
Okay. So, y'all, hold on. Let's get a better picture of her.
Simon
No, wait.
Gubadia,
Okay. So, yo, she dropped some tea. So, for one, you guys, for the people being like, who said that? Uh, Portia don't have to deal with Simon or his mistresses. Y'all missing the bigger point. This is not about cheating. I mean, it could be about cheating because Portia and Simon, baby, they were equally yoked, I believe, right? This is about the game that Simon is running. Did not Portia say that see how this girl said that she was holding money, running money through accounts because it's for the kids to pay the kids? Did not Portia say that she paid for Simon's kids' child support? Again, it makes me think, was Portia on the same time as this woman? Was Portia paying the child support with her own money or money that Simon was running through her accounts? Fallon said Simon was running through her accounts also. Again, the level of scamming that has to happen, that you running money through people's accounts, trying to do this, trying to do that while you're in ICE detention. Again, it is weird. S. Washington, thank you so much for joining the Tattletale family. Listen, now here's the thing. Is this woman telling the truth? I don't know. She has a sizable following on TikTok. I don't want to give her handle because she did lock her account and delete this. So it makes me think that Simon, let's see what Simon's doing on his Instagram, unless he's blocked me, right? Hold on. Let's see what Simon Gabodia is doing on First, let's see what Nara Smith is doing on hers. I love Nara. Hold on. She made mochi pancakes and blueberry compote. She is wearing sneakers. Adidas Original. Oh, she getting those brand deals. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. What's Alfie? Okay, so let's see what Simon's doing. Simon Gubadia. How do you spell Gubadia? Oh, here we go. I am Simon Gubadia. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. So Simon's seeing his daughter. His daughter's is very beautiful. Oh, wow. Simon's daughter has gotten so big and beautiful. Oh, wow. She is a beauty. But forget all that. Did he say anything about this? Hold on. Listen. The things my Nigerian mom says to me that I had to get used to in overtime. Hold on. Of course, I only have three options. Number one, a doctor. Number two, a lawyer. And number three is an engineer. Those are my only options. Okay. Anyway, let's see. So, yeah, I think that Simon, maybe it's just Simon. I'm sorry, I'm all on this man. I haven't been to his Instagram page in a while. Anyway, Simon didn't respond to this, right? Sorry, y'all. I had to check on his Instagram page, right? But again, I don't know. Um, what y'all think? Simon hasn't responded to this. Again, it makes me think that all of this is true. Again, a few years ago, I said, people had speculation, blah, 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 blah. We now see what's going on. For this woman to be saying that Simon, with everything, you're on social media, you're on TikTok. You could have done a simple Google search. You knew what time Simon was on. But still, the fact that you're doing all this and moving money and running money, the only thing is, Simon, did you get outsmarted? Because you asked her to put whole money in her account, and then she just decided it's my money, and she shut the account down. Now, I will say this, if that is true, that was very stupid of her to go on TikTok and say that, because the real thing would have been just to keep that money in your account. And then what could Simon said? But because you went on TikTok and actually said that Simon gave you the money and told you to hold it, then that you admitted that's technically not your money, and Simon has a claim to get it back. However, she did say a few things. She said Simon is dirty. As dirty as they come. Dirty, dirty, dirty. How are you doing women dirty and you are on TikTok? I just don't understand. Are people's lives that sad? Do people not realize, and I'm not saying this young woman's life is sad at all. Please don't make it seem, I'm not trying to come for her. I'm just saying I don't understand the allure of someone that just got deported, treated their first wife's kids like crap, treated his first divorce like crap. Porsha came, you all saw what that was. They were a shameless couple. All this stuff. Nobody really knows where his money is. And if you don't know, I just think we're all too old to be dating dope boys. Again, he is not a quintessential dope boy, but it's a dope boy mentality. I think we're all too old to be dating dope boys. Like, no, I want to be able to put the money in the bank and not have to worry about hiding it in 20 accounts. I just want to be able to invest it and know. I want to be able that when it's time to, take your daughter to work day, she actually gets to go to work with you. I don't know. I will say one thing though. Um, we can't call Simon ugly because his daughter looks just like him. And she's absolutely gorgeous. Like, we saw her when he first started dating Porsha, and she was a cute little girl, but she has grown into an absolutely beautiful woman. Listen, Miss Sandra ATL said, how does she get scammed if she has the money? More like a woman scorned. Okay, Miss Sandra ATL, that is a good point. The only thing is, when you are moving money around, that does not for a purpose that is different from what the government and the IRS knows, that is helping someone scam. Like, if I take a dope boy's money and put it in my account, yes, I might be scoring because now I'm telling all your business, but you are still, if you see what I'm saying, like, if you know that somebody needs money moved around because they don't want to look like they have money in account B, and you are helping them move to account A, there could be a case made that you are helping people money launder, I would guess, right? You're helping to hide money. That is what they did in the Ozarks. And especially if you get a cut of it, or if they're paying a bill or two for you doing it, then that is payment for helping hide money. And if they find out that that person was hiding money for an illegal purpose, unless you flip on them, you're helping them hide money. Do you see what I'm saying? Let me get into the comments really quick. I have a few other things, but let me get into the comments, right? Um, Oh, somebody said Simon's mansion has been awfully dark lately. Where is Porsha at? Cindy, shout out to the ATL crew. Porsha might be over in Nigeria with BAT or whoever she said she was dating. I don't know. I don't know who Porsha is dating, but they say she is dating another wealthy Nigerian. Cardi, Carib Love, wait, Carib Lovin? Carib Loving said if Portia had played her cards right, she should have never divorced this man so soon. She should have waited. Why do you think Portia divorced him so? So I'm asking a question actually. You might be right. I think she should have waited, but I think maybe one, she was sick of being married to Simon, right? She got sorry. I think maybe she got used to the money. And you know how it is. You get used to any money. And she figured out there wasn't more coming. She got used to money and she got bored. But also, I think she knew things were going downhill. And I think when the Real Housewives of Atlanta offered her a position back, she took it. And she knew that she couldn't be married to Simon while being on Real Housewives Atlanta. And I think she thought she had him dead to right with the prenup. She just didn't even know that if somebody has it in their blood to be scamming from ICE to women while you're going through a divorce, I think that man does not fear God, and I don't think you're going to outscan him. I think I'm a pretty intelligent person, but I know, like fools rush where God, where mortals rush in, where angels feel to tread. I don't know. Anyway, Andre Shannon said Portia Williams is divorced from Simon. What? Okay. Andre Shannon said Portia is divorced from Simon. Okay. JJ Love said maybe they're in cahoots together. Maybe, JJ. Jamal Corey said, I could tell Tease and this lady would have had a great conversation. I would like to invite her over on my channel to have a talk. And I'll make sure she doesn't say anything that can incriminate her. Uh, let's see. 77777 said, why should she have waited? I think because the way that she divorced him, I would have gotten my ducks in a row a little bit more. I would have gotten my ducks in a row a little bit more. It was too messy the way she left. I would have gotten my ducks in a row a little bit more, and I'll just leave it at that. Chaka Soul said, I don't see why Portia should be humiliated. Simon, if he had a conscience, should be the one humiliated. Well, yes, Simon should be the one that should be humiliated, but Portia should too. See, a lot of people forget this. It's not you, but a lot of people that just want to believe in the fact that Portia got a bag. And I don't understand. Portia got a bag. Portia was America's sweetheart, right? Portia effed a stripper on a work trip with everybody around, acting a fool, and still, and still, and still, and had a group something, and still, she was America's sweetheart. And I used to always be a Portia fan too, right? Like, oh, she's so sweet. Leave her alone. Portia was American sweetheart. She had signed to CAA, one of the biggest and best talent agencies out there. She was about to literally make that jump that Nene tried to, but Portia was going to complete that jump. Okay, she had a book coming out. CAA had signed her. She was about when CAA signs you, especially because she was about to blow up. She was getting sponsorships. She was getting deals. She had just gotten into a Cadillac commercial for civil rights leader. CEA was going to position her as the new face of civil rights, new civil rights. She was capitalizing off of what her family name was. She was the head honcho of Real Housewives of Atlanta. She was on This Nation. She had a loyal following. And no matter what she did in her private life, people thought she was just like, a little sweetheart. Porsha had jobs, she had reputation, and CAA, that talent agency that only represents the top stars, they're about to take her to another level. Porsha gave all that up, all of it, so she could steal her co-worker's husband. And after she got done stealing her husband, flaunt it around. She then went on a show where it was Portia's family vacation or whatever, right? And instead of just sitting there and gloating like, yeah, y'all thought I was never gonna be nothing, but look at me now, right? Portia did that show where she decided to try to viciously attack her mother-in-law, Pilar's grandmother. And when she couldn't, like a foaming dog at a restaurant in a foreign country, lay hands on her daughter's grandmother, she decided to start also a fight and throwing dishes and everything with Dennis, because I guess he wouldn't get jealous that Simon was now taking care of her. And this is all why you have a billionaire in your corner. And that's how I knew this. Well, a half a billionaire. That's what they were telling us back then. I said, no, everybody called me a hater, but it turns out I was right. But all the while you had this man next to you and you that upset by your baby's father, and you tried to get him arrested in a Mexican jail and lied on him and said he hit you and assault and tried to get him locked up and arrested in a Mexican jail while CAA was trying to position you as a new face of civil rights, okay? My point of the matter is Portia had a lot going for herself, and she threw it all away to lay up in that man's house because she wanted Fallon's life. And now she has Fallon's life, right? You got Fallon's man, you got everything. You just didn't know what Fallon's life was like. So when you're saying should Portia be humiliated, I would be humiliated if I threw away everything that I worked for to be a kept woman to a scammer that was scamming. And even now in the divorce, I would assume if you gave all that up and if he was a scammer, you would have found some way to make sure that money went long and far. Even the 16 payments of 40,000, that's $640,000. That might be a lot, but not to somebody that was making, I think Portia was making $1 million a year on Real Housewives of Atlanta without the endorsements, without this, without that. And filming a reality TV show is not real work. You wasn't digging ditches. It's pretty easy work. So it's like you had all these things that you see all these young girls on Instagram or being girlfriends or wives to athletes and all stuff. Every woman that is a kept woman is trying to hustle to get her own piece so she can stop being a kept woman and have her own. Because every woman wants their own at the end of the day, right? She hustled backwards at 40 years old and decided to become a kept woman to this scammer, and she threw away everything she worked for. So when you're saying Portia shouldn't be humiliated, maybe not. But Simon was the one that did this, but Portia was the one that big up co-signed and was his ride or die until it didn't work out for her anymore. On top of that, and let me just say this, right? And again, this is all my opinion. It could differ. You can listen, we can attack the idea, not the person. It can differ, right? You can just talk respectfully, but you can disagree with me. Um, Portia, after that, she just even and the thing is, was Simon being a scammer? If she had exited the marriage in the correct way, she could have ended up on top. She really could have, because she could have gotten everybody's sympathy. But instead, not only did she exit the marriage in the most brutal way that led everybody, because Portia, in my opinion, is always looking for her next victim. Okay, Portia has a fantasy about being a kept woman, but you don't realize that's the thing with a kept woman. The men get to do what they want. They can discard you when they want. You don't, you literally are like an accessory. Accessories don't have a choice. They don't have a voice. They don't have anything, right? But my whole point of the matter is, if Portia had extracted herself in the right way, she could have gotten back a lot of what she lost with Simon. But she was so adamant about rubbing it in Simon's face. Ha ha ha. And I'm not feeling sorry for Simon because Simon gets what he deserves. That from Portia's side, you ruined any chance you had of salvaging your reputation, because what we thought of you is what is. Now, if you want to step into your new era as a villain, that's your business. Do it. But Portia's whole stick, her whole sellable money, her whole everything is the fact that she is America's sweetheart. She is a sweetheart. So she fumbled that chance again. Okay. And then even with the house, you're fumbling that. And then what did you do? You then went on Real Housewives and said, yeah, I'm a F chart, like said you was gonna get with another woman's man. And then again, and then you were bragging. Well, according to Tasha K, we don't know if this is true, but she did a whole thing about how Porsha is messing with another married, wealthy African. So when you're saying Porsha shouldn't be humiliated, I would say to you, in what way, shape, or form? Because I think there are several issues she should be humiliated. And the most important one, and that's one that I would like to see, if Simon was doing this to this lady, and he did this to Fallon, he did this to a bunch of ladies, according to this woman, right? And Fallon's interviews. What's to say that Simon didn't do this to Portia? I'm being serious. Did Simon do this to Portia? I'm being dead serious. I would listen. I would really like to know. I would listen. I would like to know. I really would. Listen. 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 I, I, yeah. I just don't understand. It's just me. I don't know. I don't understand. What do y'all think in the comments? What do y'all think in the comments? Somebody said, who's the woman in the picture with Simon? She is a well-known TikToker that has come out and said that Simon tried to run game on her, but guess what? He was having her move money through what I would like to describe as a money laundering scheme through ATL. That's what it sounds like to me. Again, this woman has not been confirmed. She's been picked up by the blog. She has deleted this video and locked her account. She has a sizable following. She's not a Looney Tune. Obviously very beautiful. She has a sizable following on TikTok. Um, yeah, I don't know what to say about it. Now, listen, there's option one. Portia paid her to do this because Simon needed bad press. There's option two. Um, she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, even though I don't think so, given her account. Or three, she's telling the truth about Simon. Three, she said, hey, D, thank you so much for gifting a membership. Forever Green, make sure you thank D for gifting a membership. I'm just saying, listen. Somebody said, Andre Shannon said, Shamia Morton's husband is messy. He did not want to be filmed on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Andre, what is going on? Let's talk about this. Andre, Shamia's husband is not messy. Gerald got a real job. Gerald got a real career. Like literally, Gerald is one of the few people on any housewife show that actually is who he says he is. He didn't want to be filmed because he had a real job. However, he's fine for Shamia to be filmed and their house to be filmed and their life to be filmed. He just has a real job, so he doesn't want to be included in the scenes. And Shamia probably gave him her word that she wouldn't do anything to jeopardize their business or make him look stupid, like trying to fight him at a dinner in Mexico and throwing a glass across in a fine dining restaurant in Mexico and trying to get him locked up by the police. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Listen, Andre, shut up. Shamia married to a petty Nigerian man. Andre, Shamia's husband is not Nigerian. He's Kenyan. Portia, is this Portia's burner account? Is this Portia's burner account? Listen. Forever XOXO1234 said a TikTok account size doesn't determine if the person is crazy or not. Forever, okay. Why am I in the comments? Y'all being stupid today. Forever XOXO. Let me break this down since the jumps are too much for your brain to think. I said that I'm familiar with her TikTok account. I've already seen her TikTok shit. She's not crazy. And she has a sizable following. So if she was crazy, there will be a lot of people on TikTok where this was posted being like, yo, she's crazy. Don't listen to her. Listen, who else needs me to hold their hands and make the jumps? All right, I'm not in the mood today. Y'all gonna have to make The jumps. Y'all gonna have to make the jumps and also listen a little closer. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm just saying. But anyway, right? Again, Aisha, what's up? Aisha Lava Grambol said, hey, Tisa and the Tattoo family, happy Tuesday. I believe that lady Portia doesn't have it all. Marie, yes, I get it. Sandra ATL, what's up? Listen, who else is in it? Oh, Emmy Nash, what's up, Michelle? I know that's right. So, what do y'all think? Do y'all think this lady's telling the truth? Put a one in the comments if y'all think this lady is telling the truth. All right. Shirley said, I think he did. She should blink twice because game was run. Full scam, still play, game on. I'll tell you one thing. She did say she got that money in her account. She said she ain't letting it go. She said she's not letting it go. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Again, listen, I'm just saying. Shirley Davis said he also asked if she was filming. She said her house filmed him, so she has evidence. Simon! Ooh, you think she got Simon on the ring? I don't know if we want to see that side of Simon. Listen, Miss Sandra ATL said this is a woman scored. Cicely said feds have frozen her accounts by now. She talks too much. Cicely, you take after me. I would have been like, what money? What? What do you mean? No, your money. Do you have proof? Literally, what money? What money? You gave this to me for a business deal, and no, it ain't going anywhere. What's up, Lauren 518? How you doing, mama? Also, Cecily said this woman is too much. She's such an easy target. Here's what I don't know, and I hope God is Simon the type of person that you a scammer, but then when you talk to him face to face, you're like, oh well, maybe. I'm really confused. I'm very, very confused. Shay Shay said he can't come back into the US, can he? No, he cannot come back into the US. He thought it was a joke. I don't know how Simon was playing around with immigration in Trump's America. Trump literally said he was going to deport. And Simon, you knew what the immigration court told you to do. Here's the thing. I'm not saying he had to never come to America again, but I definitely would have I would have chilled. I would have went to Bali or something. Y'all know me. I would have went back to Dubai and just chilled for another 3 or 4 years until I waited to see what the next administration looked like. I really would have. I would have. Uh, Shay Shay said Simon has a face that only a mother could love. Y'all think that? And listen, I am not saying that Simon is like Denzel, but his daughter looks just like him, and his daughter is absolutely breathtaking. So maybe we're just getting like the Simon that I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Connie Dunlap said, yeah, definitely. Cecily Austin said, who thinks this? Yes, I know y'all thinking he really handsome and debonair. Okay. All right. I mean, I guess if you like it, I love it. You know, sometimes you see your friends be like, oh, he was so, I know you think he's so good looking. And I'm like, okay, I guess it's a good, I guess it's good. We don't like the same type of men because but that said, I don't want anybody to think of my man's attractive. So I guess do what you got to do. Listen, listen. Rita Thomas said, it's called Ponzi money. I know that's right. And Royal Asia said, hey, y'all. Marie said, like Little Wayne, I'm not talking fast. You just listening slow. What's up again? Listen, I don't know. What do y'all think? Listen, we are waiting for Simon to actually respond. I'm waiting for Portia to do something with this. I'm waiting for Portia to actually do something with this. I don't know, y'all. I really don't know. I just do know that again, yeah, nah, I wouldn't go so far as to call this woman a mistress because Simon was in the middle of getting a divorce, but it is what it is. What do y'all think? Rita Thompson said maybe she can help prosecute, keep the money. Oh, Rita. Oh, that's a good idea. Rita said, now, Rita, if I'm trying to run game, I want you on the line with me. Rita said maybe she can help prosecute and keep the money with immunity. So you know how whenever you're a whistleblower or anything, I'm pretty sure this thing that if you help the government recover illegal funds or illegally move funds, you get a percentage of that. So Rita, I like the way you think. Marie said, hey now, Tisa. Shirley Davis said she put 7 ones in there. Listen, Marie said no one should be compared to Denzel. Well, I want to say something about the Denzel stuff, and that's the other thing. I got a little cousin. He looked better than Denzel in his prime. Better than Denzel in his prime. Baby, he gonna be a heartbreaker. He is going to be, if he's not a heartbreaker already now, I got a little cousin that looked better than Denzel in his prime. Those symmetrical features, that chocolate skin. He looked better than Denzel in his prime. And he's gonna be, and he's super smart. And like, look at me already trying to play matchmaker. And he's super smart. And he is super gifted in sports, super talented, super good looking. He's going to be a heartbreaker. I'm just saying. So when you say nobody looks better than Denzel, you haven't seen my little cousin. I'm just saying. Look what this is. Somebody said, listen, K. Marie said, wait, somebody said, I'm Team Tisa Tells all day, but I don't understand why you don't see Simon as a scammer he is. K. Marie, you're saying I don't see Simon as a scammer he is? K. Marie, you might be new to my channel, but you should check out the Porsha and Simon mess playlist because I was the first person to expose Simon as a scammer, as a liar, break down everything down to even how he got his businesses, his website, his everything, his net worth. I was the first person to break down how Porsha and Simon were lying when they met, how they met. Girl, that was the beginning of this channel, my investigative deep dive into Simon Gabodia's business. You said, but I don't understand why you don't see Simon as a scammer that he is. Are you talking to me? I guess, girl. Anyway, mm, yeah. Raven Tutu would say, "Are you interviewing Simon?" No. For what? I don't. No, no. I'm not interviewing Simon. I don't care. Oh, somebody said, I think Portia found something out about Simon. She may not be as smart as we think, Team Portia. You know, Doran, you might be right, but I'll just say this. I think if Portia had found out anything damning about Simon, she would have used it in the divorce stuff. I really do. I really do. Listen, not even that. Royal Asia, thank you, said Simon, Tisa exposed Simon for his private jet full time. Not even his private jet, his whole life. But yes, I did expose him a while back. What you talking about? The reason why I'm letting that go is because it's old news. Once I bring the information, I'm like, you guys, look, do you believe this? Oh my God. And then like I hyperfixate with my ADHD self. Oh my God, look at this, look at this. But after that, I'm like, all right, I told y'all. Y'all believe what y'all want. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I was just bringing all the tea as I discovered it. Then once I was done, I was like, y'all believe what y'all want. It's cool. It's cool, right? Who said they both? V said they are both scammers. Exactly. 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 Again, listen. Oh, that's true. Marcia said there's always someone better looking, better dressed, and better in bed. Never overestimate. You know, yeah, that's why most kept girlfriends and wives, they're trying to get something of their own. It doesn't mean that they want to stop being married, doesn't mean they want to leave the man, but they are trying to get something of their own because when a relationship is founded on lust or superficial or how beautiful you are, this and that, that's great. And you're always going to be beautiful for somebody that loves you, this and that. But when things are, when I honestly believe, especially when it comes to cheating, that's why I will never be with somebody that cheats or be a cheater. Because one, me, the way my mind works, if you're cheating with me, I'm offended. I'm offended. Do you think that lowly of me that you gonna lay down with me after I just left my man's house? What do you think of me? Like I would look at me like, so you're clearly not taking me seriously because what are you doing involved in this nonsense? Like I'm doing some low down shit and you're right there with me. I don't care. We're doing it together. I will never trust you because you are into some grimy shit. Yes, I'm doing the grimy, but that's why I don't cheat because I would be offended. Oh, you really look at me. It's just like, right? In doing this grimy stuff, I don't trust you. But for people that break up relationships, you clearly got them because you were like, oh, I'm better. I'm this. I'm that. This, that, and the third, right? And I just feel like when you do those relationships, you're selling yourself as better. Things will be better. Oh my God, I'm better. I'm better. I'm better. And it's very hard to keep that up because eventually we all find out in our relationships. I mean, there are abusive and toxic relationships. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you are in a normal relationship, right? You find out that a lot of problems you have in the relationship, they come from inside. They are a reflection of where you are. So if someone's like, oh my God, I can't stand her, she always fussing at me. And the new woman is like, baby, don't worry. Don't worry, baby. I would never fuss at you. I would never do this. I would never do that. Yeah, in the beginning, you never would. But then eventually you start fussing at them too because you realize the fool does stuff that deserves them to be fussed at. Do you see what I'm saying? The call's coming from within the house. So when you play that game of luring someone away because you're better, you're this, you're that, it often blows up in a situation because when all of the lust fades and real life happens and now it's just y'all, then you're getting on his nerves or he's getting on your nerves for the same reason he got on her nerves. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. The grass is greener. I say all this to say the grass is greener. Shirley Davis says, she changed her account details. Money gone. Simon can't enter the U.S. Scam failed. And and all the ATL ladies, change your account numbers. Stop the scam. I know that's right, Shirley Davis. I know that's right. Anyway, listen, you guys, let me get out of here. I have to get and start making some videos. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll try to go live later if there's anything to talk about, but it is the fall and I am trying to do live a little bit later. So when we have things to laugh about or talk about, I can meet you guys on live and we can talk about that. All right. In the meantime, I hope that lady got every single penny she could out of Simon. And if this lady is telling the truth, if I was Portia, I would subpoena her and be like, there was infidelity in the marriage. Now that people are admitting it since Simon wants to appeal the ruling. Anyway, right? Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the